just want to make a quick video to let you folks know who don't live in Florida or just moved to Florida how important it is that you are aware of wildlife down here, where they are. I feel so horrible for this family from Nebraska who was visiting Disney World. They were at Disney World, they were watching a movie on the beach, I guess. Their 2-year-old was just wading in a foot of water. The family was right there, and this alligator came up and snatched the kid and off into the lake or pond. Father tried to save him, but the alligator took the boy under. They searched all night, thankfully. They found the boy completely intact. There's nothing good about losing your son, but at least they found his body. That's just horrific. So prayers go out to the family. When we first moved down here, you think, okay, I'm living in this apartment. We had a pond, and there was a sign that said, don't molest the alligators. That's what most signs say down here. It's a kind of weird thing. And I'd walk my little chihuahua around the pond. Not near the pond because I usually follow the rules, but most people don't take that seriously, and even I didn't really think there can't be these big alligators. You know, alligators is something you see on National Geographic. Even though, you know, I moved down here and in my head I knew there was alligators, but you don't like really believe it until you see them. So that's when I saw these alligators all over sunning themselves along the pond, along the bank. At that point I was like, this is like real, this is serious. There's alligators, this is their habitat, and I need to respect their space and try to not get near these ponds, because small children, small dogs, they get snatched. And remember, alligators are animals, are doing what they do. So we as humans need to be more aware when we go to other states, other countries. It's like if we were to go on safari, you know there's going to be lions, and what are you going to do if one comes to attack you, or a bear in the mountains? So it's something you have to be prepared for, at least be aware of it. The pond, there was no sign as far as I understand, which is probably a thing Disney World should have, because most people from out of state, they don't think about alligators. They're thinking Disney World, they're thinking fun. They were there to watch a movie, but it was in the resort. There should have been signs, and I don't know why they would have movies so close to the pond. There's alligators in there. I don't know about other states, so I know there's alligators in other states in the South. All I know is from what I've learned being here, like at the college, there's those ponds that you've seen me video record, and there's alligators in there. And I gotta be more careful, because the thing is, the water is kind of like murky. They are so stealthy. They come right up, and the water's murky, and they kind of blend in. You don't see them, and they're so quick. They could be 1 foot. I mean, you think it's not deep. So, you know, you're only up to your ankles, and they could be right there because they're like on the ground underneath, and they come up and they grab you and they twist and they'll take you down. You usually go after small animals and children. They'll go for larger things. Alligators taking deer down the size of larger than my Labrador. And deer are small down here compared to where I'm originally from in Ohio. Our deer up there were pretty large. Same with the snakes. Most of the big snakes are like in the Everglades, but there's people down here who collect snakes as pets, and then they get too big or they don't want them anymore, so they release them into the wild. Just this past week there was another alligator that was found swimming with a dead person in its mouth. And it's not the alligator's fault, it's just we need to be more aware. Not safe to be swimming or walking along the edge, not even wading in it, because they sneak up very, very quickly. That goes with sharks too. You have sharks, it's the ocean. Know that they're in there. They'll come right up to the beach. And the thing is, and I know there's a fighting back and forth between people who want to swim on the beach and people who fish. You see people fishing on the beach, don't swim near them, because they're attracting all kinds of things, and sometimes they attract sharks. They say they have the right to fish off the beach, and swimmers want the right to swim off the beach. I'm not going to get into the who's right or wrong. All I know is if I see someone fishing, I'm not going to be swimming. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I'm not taking the chance. And even if there aren't people fishing, there's still a chance there could be shark in there. I kind of like to have goggles so I could see what's under. Doesn't mean they can't swim up very quickly. It's very rare. It doesn't happen often, but it could happen. Something you should just know about. And you should know that, like, shark attacks usually happen early in the morning or in the evening. I don't know why. I didn't look it up. I probably should and find out why that is. And I don't know about alligators, like if morning and evenings are also their time to hunt. I'm not sure. Prayers for that family. And of course, I wanted to send out prayers to those people in Orlando that were shot. Really talk about it, because it's just, there's so much violence in this world. And I just made a video, a few days ago called Peace and Love. And then that shooting happened, and it's evil does not take a day off. So we, the people who want to share love and peace, can't take a day off either. That's why I am trying not to do videos that are on the negative, sad side, even though I know what's going on in the world. So don't think for a second I don't know what's going on, and my videos might be light-hearted, maybe a little, I try to keep it fun. I talk about freedom in one's life, but I know all about the ugliness that is happening in this world. I don't want you to think that I think it's less important in any way. It's more important. It's why I do try to do positive videos, try to share peace and love. So it's one of the reasons I try to keep this channel on the light side, because I know there's a lot of ugliness out there, and I don't want to spread any more of the ugliness. And there's enough channels that are sharing the news and what's happening. I actually have another channel, but I haven't worked on it in a long time about the news, because I just don't have the time to cover it. And I know there's many of you who have great channels who are doing a great job sharing what's going on in the world. I watch them and I know what's happening. We can't take a day off either. We need to keep sharing that love. And I'm not saying me sharing a little love is going to change the world, but it might help or change one person's day, and that person might change another person's day, and we may be able to change some people's lives. We may be able to make some people's lives a little better. From the beginning of time, man has fighting back and forth. There's been good and evil, and I don't think it's ever going to stop. That doesn't mean you give up and you just throw in the towel and say, well, evil wins, so we're not going to, we're going to be evil too, or we just don't care. I think we just need to keep loving each other, no matter who we are, no matter what we believe. I don't think spreading more violence is the answer. I'm all for protecting oneself, definitely. So I'm not saying not to protect yourself. When someone's attacking you, yes, you need to protect yourself at all costs, and your family. Back to Florida wildlife. I just want you to know, if you're visiting or moving here, that stay away from the ponds, or be very aware of what is in there. There's alligators and there's snakes, and you don't know what kind or how big they are or how fast they are. There are insects out here that can be poisonous, like spiders, other animals, bobcats, and I'm not sure what else, but it's nature, it's wildlife, and every state has your wildlife. And because you live in the suburbs or even in the city, animals will travel. Just be careful. Even if you don't see a sign that warns you, don't think, well, there was no sign, so they didn't warn me. Just keep in mind, we are living on planet Earth, where there are animals, and it doesn't matter if you live in a developed area, wildlife still exists everywhere, and they're just doing their thing. It's not like they're evil predators, like that person who attacked that nightclub. Animals just do what they do. We just need to be a little more careful, and we need to be aware of our surroundings, as I've mentioned in other videos about protecting yourself. You have to be aware of your surroundings regarding wildlife and crazy people who want to hurt you. There's lots of videos about safety and precautions and awareness, so you can watch those. I just wanted to make a point, because I live down here and I make some videos about Florida, and I know a lot of people who are talking about moving to Florida or who just like videos about Florida. Thought it was my responsibility to just remind you about the wildlife here in Florida and wherever you live. I know a lot of people do kayaking down here, like in Niagara River. And alligators can actually be in other areas besides ponds and lakes. They can come right through your yard. They'll just go right through the yard. They're on golf courses. Some are huge, especially golf courses. You know how there's ponds everywhere and canals. We have canals everywhere. But they do cross yards, you know, from one canal to the next, or then one pond to the next. They cross, you know, the state. Don't think because you're in your front yard, you're not going to come across a spitting armadillo or a poisonous frog or an alligator who decides to come out of a pipe from under your driveway. Please, please be careful. Please share this video, especially if you know of anyone who wants to move here or live here or just vacation. I'm not saying don't come down here, and it's a rare thing for attacks to happen, and it's usually because someone's swimming or playing near the river or the pond. If you're careful, you keep your eyes open, you don't step on a snake like I almost did the other day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.